2020 is almost out the door. However, there is no way you will think or talk about 2020 without the COVID-19 pandemic and its apocalyptic impact popping up. It certainly felt like end times. Take, for instance, Alpha Beach, which has become a shadow of itself. But the reason is not far-fetched, right? This tourist site is just beginning to rouse itself from the long slumber induced by the lockdown put in place to curb the spread of COVID-19, and on the heels of that, the violence that accompanied the widespread ENDSARS protests. This is no fake bar right here at Alpha Beach, Lagos. Right. So I had a conversation with the bar owner not too long ago, and she told me that by this time last year, 2019, she was gearing up to make some mad money. But then the story is different now. 2020, the pandemic came, COVID-19 pandemic, and right on the heels of that came the ENDSARS protests and the aftermath of the protests in Lagos. She said this series of events rocked her world. I'm going to be having more conversations with her if you come along. The owner of this bar narrates her experience as a business owner.
The COVID time, people were not coming. People didn't come because it was coughing and so people could not even come out. Then the ENDSARS, when I started the ENDSARS for the first week, people were still coming in little by little, but the second week, everywhere was dry. Were not coming again because everybody was going to protest. Even me, I went to protest too.
How much do you make on a normal day before the pandemic?
Give or take, depends. 300, 400.
Are we talking about 300,000 naira?
Yes.
In one day?
Yes, in a weekend like a Sunday, yeah.
Wow. So now that is
still on the 100, 120, 150, but not up to 300 again.
At nearby Lekki Conservation Center, the story is almost the same.
As you say, this is globally our own annus horribilis, the horrible year of the pandemic. Before the pandemic, in previous 3 years that have passed, for instance, we used to count about 100,000 visitors a year. But from March, when the lockdown and other things happened, everything trickled down to zero.
We have to observe our various COVID protocol, and we have to go through standardization and certification from the Lagos State Safety Management Board. And after that certification, we had to now we reduced the number of people who can come at a certain time. That we were just recovering from that when the riot that's just from the ENDSARS protests broke out. And then we now went away again for another 3-4 weeks.
We reach out to the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture for data showing what the state made before the pandemic and how it is faring now. The head Public Affairs Unit responds saying they do not have such calculations, but that the state government knows that the sector was badly hit and has put measures in place to cushion the effect of the pandemic. This includes a 1 billion naira seed capital and a 50% rebate for players in the industry. However, there's a criteria. Beneficiaries must register with the Lagos State Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. Now, with government both at the state and federal levels battling with recession, reviving this vital sector is pivotal.